Well, I mean, let's do the script today. Hey, everybody, welcome to Motherfunkler. My name's Trevor Brown. I'm too fucking tired to talk about anything right now.
All right, I found it.
Next to me is this guy, DJ Puffin Stuff, is next to me, and then on the other side, I don't know, it's just a cloud of darkness, a fucking shadow. What's up, Muse? I'm getting great results told to me by my paralegal Jamie, who is apparently using your services now as a yoga instructor, and she says it's like changing her life. So check out @Intuitive Muse.
That was some Sunday that the Intuitive Muse organized for us last week.
Should we go straight into it?
Are we going straight into Funklers? I mean, we can do that, and I'm sure we can spin it and all the other shit. It was kind of a big deal, so.
That was fantastic.
I've also had some comments about the social media shares, so I think it's good to jump into it.
On what we did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So that the one thing that I've done many times, and I wasn't overly impressed with the Ritz-Carltons, was their cryotherapy. I like cryotherapy. I've done it many times, and I bought like a package. There's a place here in Winter Park that does it.
Well, let's go ahead and do an introduction first. This is a radio show. So what we do is last Sunday, as a group, we went to the Ritz-Carlton to celebrate Trevor's birthday. We had numerous activities that we did. The first thing we did was cryotherapy. So hit me, PR.
The cryotherapy was very new. I think they had
You're
it
just
there
tired.
They probably had it for a few weeks or a month. It was kind of a new service that they offer. And so, the welcoming that we got into cryotherapy was, we felt we were like guinea pigs. Kind of, the helpers didn't know where they were supposed to go.
I agree with you. They they bring us to the locker room. They're like, "All right, take off your clothes." So we take off our clothes. We walk all the way down. We get there.
And then
they're like,
"You're gonna need your clothes.
You gotta go put on your clothes." So we walk all the way back out, put on our clothes, walk all the way down, and they're like, "We don't know what to fucking do." The guy was like, "I don't know where to go."
The scary thing about this was we three walked to the desk inside of the gym, and a lady said, "No, you don't come to me. You go to the front desk." Then we went up and changed. Then we came back down and went to the front desk. Our manhandler grabbed us and took us to the same lady that
who had
said,
at best a survivable only command of the English language.
Yes,
our manhandler.
And then she walks us to cryo, and I was like, "Do you know how to run this fucking machine or what?"
She's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Look, it goes down to negative 200 fucking degrees Fahrenheit, and like all these warnings, don't have exposed nose and don't have." And she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be fine."
Yeah, so and yet, the cryotherapy, if they do it right, if the service is good, so the experience inside is absolutely fine.
I agree with you.
There's
I
no
mean,
issue.
the service inside, the actual procedure was great.
Yeah, but just getting in there, there's a few things. One is that they need to give you the right equipment. So you should actually have very little to nothing on, but you should have your hands should be well protected.
Very little to nothing on.
Yeah,
so you would do it with nothing on?
No, do a Speedo.
So you have a Speedo. You should have some,
just cover. A little banana hammock.
I do, I'm covering up the junk.
Yeah, so you cover up the important stuff. But so I would say your hands, your ears, you definitely should have a beanie on.
You should have that's something we can talk about.
I should have a beanie.
My head felt great. I have a lot of hair to protect my scalp.
I must say that
so
I
does
was
Trevor.
cold.
Yeah, this is like carpet up here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We were fine. You're the only one who,
So I actually
I don't know what that means,
to get out
but
because my head was actually going into freeze mode.
Oh God.
And the one that I go to in Winter Park, they give you there's a whole box. You just open it up, and it's got the socks. It's got the hand gloves, the beanie, and the ear mufflers. And once you have that, you can go in with very little on, and the idea is to freeze your body.
Yeah.
So that's my only downside of the cryotherapy. The room is fantastic, though. The experience is
I mean, the downside is that they clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing yet. The upside to it is that they don't know what they're doing because nobody's used it. The machine's fucking brand new.
Like, I Googled AI'd all that shit going to this just to understand if I needed to bring certain clothing or anything. And I said, "Does Ritz have cryo?" And everything said no.
Yeah.
So that means that
It's
they
brand spanking new.
They just took the sticker off.
I mean,
that
Linda and
sucker.
I go to Ritz often for like staycation. I did the night before. We actually had our Sunday. I go there all the time. There has never been a cryo machine, so it's fucking brand new.
Yeah. So it is definitely something that I enjoy doing, but that was not I would say the experience, because the rest of it was fantastic.
Ed.
You know, so
Cheers.
let's do this.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yegi.
The second of the treatments, before we kind of went into, we did a bit of the sauna, which is really good.
Well, we did the whole rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys did the literal whole rotation.
Yeah.
Which
The sauna.
is
sauna was good.
Dry
Then
dry sauna.
yeah.
dry sauna.
Let's go through the thing first.
So
then
dry
we'll talk
dry
about it.
sauna, cold plunge, I hot tubbed, steam sauna, shower, massage.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, after the dry sauna, I saw little brown buns on the other side of the room jump into a cold plunge,
Screaming, too.
and scream
Yeah.
at the top of his lungs.
So when you know
Yeah,
that
these
you've
maniacs
now.
were fucking naked the whole time.
So here's the thing.
Flopping all over
right?
the place.
You know,
I was not,
when you
for the
have
record.
now gone into complete relaxation, you lose all perspective of your own kind of ego or your own senses. I had completely escaped.
It's interesting you say that. I reported back to my father about my experience. He's a pretty healthy guy and was just curious what happened. And I said, maybe even to Intuitive Muse, commented that there were a couple of moments like when we were in heat together, like dry sauna, that I think that you kind of, your ego drops a little bit and you start to share transparently, and some conversation can go into what would be perceivably like goofy, but it's because of the outward stimulus of, like your body's like, holy shit, it's fucking hot in here. It's some of the coolest conversation.
Totally. I kind of, when I got into the ice bath, I was jumping around like I was a kid.
And just so you know, everybody, this was not a fucking ice bath. It was a cold plunge.
Cold plunge, but it
So,
felt like
there was no ice.
It was cold.
It was cold.
though.
It was fucking cold.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a cold
I
ice
preferred
plunge.
the cold plunge to the cryo.
I have to agree.
I would rather, for some reason, it
took
being
away-
submerged in water felt more therapeutic than being jammed in a
Well, I
freezer.
can tell you, I only went up to my knees in the cold plunge, but what I can tell you is that fucking cryo, I had ran 20 miles that week. It bought me a full day of my ankles and
go.
my Achilles.
It's
fucking
incredible.
feeling good.
The ice treatment, both of them, I did both. I just have sore ankles permanently. If you run regularly,
yeah.
it's just the way it is, right? And
When you're old.
Sunday, once it's almost immediate, right? That when we walked out of there, all of a sudden I was leaving a place, one feeling like a child, with just happy feelings and just like the whole world is out there,
I could tell you were very excited sharing with me on our long ass walk back to the lobby.
Well, before we get to that, I know PR was in a different mind space because as we're sitting there and what happens at the Ritz is the masseuses come in to get you. And female masseuse, probably, what do you think, mid-30s?
Who,
For
PR?
PR. Mid to late 30s.
Mispronounced his name.
Yeah.
Who, of course, is like
Pragasen?
Pragasen? She comes out and PR turns shocked to see her and says, "Oh, you have really nice hands. Are you the one doing my massage?" And me and Trevor just thought it was the creepiest
It was
fucking
very
thing
creepy.
ever. And
No,
I was
because
like, she's really excited to do it now.
When she shook my hand, that was an impressive handshake. That was why I said that, because it was like, wow, you got,
I'm
and
sure she has to deal with a lot of guys
Oh, I'm sure.
making passes.
but no, there was no pass. That was not a pass. That was just saying, okay, I'm going for a massage. You're going to be working me. and she had a really good handshake.
I mean, I know it wasn't a pass, but she's walking into a situation where you're with two other dudes. You look at her hands, and you go, "Wow, you have really nice hands." Are you doing my massage?
I'm not saying that you were making a pass. I'm saying that
I don't think
she
was.
like a
Yes.
comedian with a heckler. Like she knows how to respond to guys and
fair.
shut them down immediately.
So what happened was that the Intuitive Muse booked me the kind of the what I would call the gentle massage, the beginners, the relaxation massage. And, I like to go for like the maximum, give me the hardest massage, right?
You like it hard.
Yeah. So I'm like,
And long.
you're going to hurt. I want to be hurt, right? So anyways, I get into the room and then let me tell you, every part of my body started to, because I don't think I'm a hard massage candidate.
Really?
I mean, because I go and work out regularly, a few touches, I'm quite sore.
That's why I do relaxation. I could handle the hard, deep tissue shit, like neck, shoulder, but anything lower body, when they start touching the calf and shit,
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
listen, just barely.
Yeah.
Like, because this calf, and she said it too. She was like, yeah, your calves and your Achilles tendons are fucking tight. And I was like, yeah, just be gentle with that. You can go a little crazy on my neck. One side of my neck's a little worse than the other. But I was like, other than that, I like to do the relaxation. Because otherwise, dude, I'm honestly just in fucking pain the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's going to feel better, I guess, at the end. But if I'm laying there and I want to zone out, I don't want to just feel like I'm, being crumpled up.
Yeah. She was really good. She transitioned me every now and then. She said, okay, breathe a few times in, and I'll take it off the pressure points and then I'll ease it back in again. And she was really good. I'm not so sure. There were times when I was like perspiring and in pain. And she obviously reads that your body is clenching up, although I was trying not to,
I was holding in a fart, man.
Are you really?
At one point, I could tell that like she's working a certain deal, and I tightened up because I was trying not to fart.
Oh,
And she tells me to let loose, thinking that like I'm clenching because of the muscle, but it was really just when to be passed.
Well, I'm sure she sees all like. I guesstimate that the majority of men who go in there and get massage are fucking erect the whole fucking time. I guesstimate they fart, they fucking smell bad. Like, I do think that when a masseuse walks in and sees me or sees you or even PR, that they're like a little relieved.
My chick was interesting. I'm trying to remember how to describe her. She had gray hair, but maybe my age, maybe our age, maybe older.
You should have. Mine would have been good for you. Mine was very much. She was like, "I'm gonna align your chakras."
She did a really
I'm gonna
great
do
job
this.
at deep
I'm like,
tissue.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she would have engaged in the discussion with me more, but I was like, listen, all I need you to do is like go easy on my fucking legs, go easy on my calf, go easy on my ankles. You can do anything to my feet as hard as you can. Feet are fine, but anything here, just you got to go easy. And even her going easy on the right calf was fucking excruciating.
I got weird energy, not like sexual from her in the end, but like it made me feel good about what I've done to my body up to this point, because at the end she's like, "You're really tight in your back," but you already know that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
You're like, it's real tight.
My back is also tight. But you know what was so funny at the end of that massage? And I've done massages, probably, I'd say once or twice a year. This one, though, because I think
Can I ask you about saying the word massage? So let me ask you something. If I lived in Great Britain for like more than 10 years, and I always go, this is my friend. His name is Ed. That's not how they say in fucking Great Britain. They go, he's called Ed. If I lived there for more than 10 years, I feel like I'd be being the jerk off if I kept going, this is my friend named Ed, when I know that the culture I live in says called Ed. You're sitting here, you've lived here for a long time, you keep saying massage, and that is the most pretentious fucking way to say it I've ever heard.
How would you say it?
Massage. It's a massage.
Yeah, but
you
you do know that I'm never going to develop that way of saying
I think you're
anything.
choosing, though, when we're in a conversation about getting massages.
How do you say Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
I say Costa Rica.
Yeah, I keep hearing Costa lately.
I say
you gonna
Costa
change?
Rica.
You go to the other
I'm
side?
just
Yeah,
curious
no, I
about.
mean,
I'm curious
How do you
about-
say croissant, you fucking dork?
Croissant.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro.
No, so here's the thing. I came over to the US at 50.
Oh,
The reality is that
like I said, like 10 years ago, bro. You should be in
I know. At that age, you're never going to change the way you pronounce.
I'm not
anything.
expecting you to get rid of your accent. Your accent's part of you. What I'm saying is that there are certain words that if I lived somewhere for 10 years, I would feel like a pretentious douchebag if I held on to it.
So what I would say
massage is pretty fucking bad, dude. Like, it's pretty bad. It hurts my ears when you do it.
So it's like, for example, here's another one, right? It's when you say, you would say, go to the gas station, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Actually, I say go to 7-Eleven. Whatever the fuck it is a 7-Eleven.
I wouldn't say go to the gas station though. I'd say I'm gonna fill up. I'm gonna get some petrol. That's what I would say, right? And so the language is just, so that's why I say massage. Like garage, I would say garage. And some of my clients actually have a bit of a chuckle on the phone.
What do you call the trash can?
A bin.
A bin.
A rubbish bin.
It took me a while to figure that out. He'd be like, chuck this in the bin. And I'm like, what?
I'm like, fuck you. You chuck it in the bin.
So, but what I would say is that my experience, though, because we had, a full experience, right? It was a whole morning. I left there really wanting to go back because I haven't done that, like given myself a treat for an entire morning. I'd have to say I don't think I've ever done that. Normally if I'm on vacation, right? I'm away for a week or whatever, and then I would do a massage. I would do one thing. I would go in and I would just do one thing. I wouldn't actually go away and do like a whole morning.
I could do that once a week.
Fucking right.
It would be
to like on my rest day off work.
I think
take a half a day, go do that shit in the morning, and then
I could argue you should be doing that shit.
Yeah,
you should be doing once a week where somebody's working out your shit because, like, you're in great shape, you're following all the rules, but you're fucking 43, bro. Like, I think you should be getting worked out on it so that it fucking can breathe.
But it doesn't have a
world-class athletes.
Yeah,
are clearly in better shape, right? A world-class athlete gets a fucking sports massage.
If I really wanted to
do
it, I'd go sleep in a. What is it? What happens when you get the bends coming out of
scuba? Compression chamber?
No.
If you get the bends, they put you into a you're
chamber.
Thinking of a sensory deprivation.
No,
chamber.
no, I'm not. I'm thinking about.
If you get the bends, they put you where they decrease the amount of oxygen and increase the amount of pressure around you, just like you would.
And I'm pretty sure that's how Tom Cruise looks like he does right now, as he sits in. It's not like they do it with spider bites too. If you have a spider bite, you go sit in this chamber. What the fuck's it called, man? Anyway,
I mean, Tom Cruise also looks like he did because he's been filthy rich since he was 17, and he's a fucking
vampire
maniac who doesn't like engage in a lifestyle like we have. Like when we were the same age, he was already in the Hollywood not eating carbs fucking maniac behavior when I was raging my face off in college. Like, that shit catches up with you later.
So whatever chamber I'm thinking of, it was part of all the Lance
so
Armstrong.
Not a decompression chamber. There's a so
I know
for
for divers,
Lance
Armstrong.
They put you in a decompression chamber.
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong debacle. Cyclists sleep in it overnight so that their blood's more saturated with oxygen the next day. It's supposed to be really great for you.
I mean, that sounds great. I mean, you can't argue that. Increased levels of oxygen are fucking great. Anytime, like, decreased levels, shitty. I was just in Denver, less oxygen. We were at resting 7,000, which
hyperbaric oxygen chamber.
Yeah, hyperbaric chamber.
I mean, that's hyperbaric. What that means is you are increasing pressure, decreasing oxygen, putting you in there to alleviate the bends. That's what that is. But it's so in Denver, 7,000 feet elevation, which most people, it's not that big a deal. I was born in Florida, spent my fucking whole life in Florida. Like, I didn't notice, and I did run twice and hiked a couple of times. Didn't notice any problems there.
You? Oh, okay.
But the drinking is I could tell my tolerance was not what it is here. Like, I had to go easy on drinking.
Because your blood's thinner.
It was like, up, right? I totally noticed that. So I took it easy. I was drinking wine. I was like PR. I was drinking red wine. I was drinking
Didn't have any rosé?
A Tempranella. It was delicious.
Nice.
It was delicious last night.
Do you guys remember your first girlfriends ever?
Yes, I do.
How old were you?
So my first kiss was 5th grade. Her name was Jen Lugo. My first like girlfriend ish, where we were like fucking around. Her name was Heather Lockyer with a Y. Heather Lockyer. That would have been. She was my girlfriend when Cobain killed himself. So I was 12 on April 20th, 94. So yeah, and then my actual like chick that was like a girlfriend was named Kelly Rodriguez, and that would have been 15, 16.
So you married a Rodriguez, right?
Yeah,
Eventually.
I have a type. She was Linda is like the 4th Rodriguez that I've was with. Yeah, it's just fucking
Rodriguez
weird.
doesn't necessarily
It's dark hair, dark skin.
identify
most of the time.
the type, right?
Well, Spanish, like dark hair, dark skin. Tall. It's always kind of been the chicks that I gravitate towards.
Huh. Do you remember what was your first girlfriend?
Hey,
What was she
so
called?
you could imagine that.
Or he were cool.
I had one of those. I was a DJ, right?
Oh,
How old were you?
Jesus.
So I was probably 14, 15. It was a high school. I was in high school.
You were you were a DJ when you were 14?
Yeah, I had my own kind of 2 turntables,
So it's like
a mixer,
and a microphone. That was like
lights.
early 70s then?
No.
I'm trying to think of what your DJ name would be.
It would have been the early 80s. But so there were. I was one of the fortunate few in my grade that had more than one girlfriend at a time.
Jesus Christ. With this
I'm just
guy.
saying. I'm just being very honest.
No,
right?
it's just me and everybody listening doesn't fucking believe you. But
No,
carry on.
it's the truth though, because I was at I had people that I knew at school, right? So I had a social circle there, and people that one person that may or may not have been a girlfriend. I also played tennis, so when I was at tennis, there was a girl that I would see regularly whenever I went there, and then I would do swimming.
I feel like these girls don't know that they're your girlfriend. Like
I-
you're going to tennis
I'm not
practice and
sure
you're like,
at-
that's my girlfriend over there, and
Look,
she has no fucking idea
Yes,
who you are.
I'm saying that at that age, at 14 and 15, your girlfriend is somebody that you kind of hang out with.
That's why I was classifying. Like I was like, this girl I first kissed. This is the girl I first
what I'm
fucked
saying is
around
that
with.
there may have been a kiss or something, or but nothing. It's not very physical. I'm saying, right? You hang out
Speak
together.
for
You like
yourself,
seeing
bro.
each other, and then I also used to do. You guys haven't heard this before, but I used to do drama. So when you right?
You were
So-
you were a
guy.
thespian?
Can't you just picture him with fucking tennis shorts and a headband?
So on a Saturday
I was
morning-
thinking like kind of
Changing
more
clothes
male
and-
ballerina with like the tights and, and the weird
So here's the thing:
bulge.
at school, I used to do a lot of the
Fake bulge,
the activities.
Oh, really? Like Ren and Stimpy artwork, like little tiny fucked up.
yeah,
So I
Twig
used
and
to
Bear.
super skinny bottom. Like,
maybe hourglass shape.
oh god, with an hourglass in his pants.
So that was
half full.
there was another girlfriend there. But what I can tell you about that girlfriend, right? She and I went on a date. This is like terribly embarrassing. This is one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I must have been, I don't know, 14 or 15. We go to the movies and we sit down. I'm not
What
quite
movie?
sure. I can't even tell you. I don't know. I sit down in the
Grease?
movie house. It probably was Grease. I sit down in the movie house, and the minute I sit down, she says to me, "Would you like to hold my hand?" And I say to her, "Not just yet."
God, what a fucking. Dork.
And and I think to myself, listen, she was probably a year younger than me, or maybe 2 years younger than me, right? So I was 15, she was maybe 13 or 14, I don't know.
Shit is wild.
And let me tell
You're
you,
such a crazy, wild,
the
and
courage
crazy guy.
she may have had to have.
No, I'm thinking of what you psychologically did to her at that point, because she's sitting there asking you, who I'm sure she was way better looking than you were.
Way better.
And she goes, "You want to hold my hand?" You said, "No, not just yet." Like in her mind now, she's like, "That guy won't even hold my fucking hand. What am I supposed to do?"
Listen, I have berated myself forever about being such an ass.
Missed opportunity.
And I was saying to you guys earlier on, I think my entire body language is really bad when it comes to me expressing myself.
I don't think that's a bad thing. You've said this in a conversation before to me. I know that I have transparent body language. If I don't like somebody, you can tell pretty fucking quick on my face and like how I like, and I don't give a shit. I think that's a good thing.
So I have a problem. I think it's a bad thing. I think it's my weakness that if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I make it very obvious.
I think that's awesome.
And so I think I should have actually said to her, yeah, sure. I mean, what is it? I mean, I'm holding a girl's hand. I mean, in a movie.
That's a big step at that age.
I know it was. At the time, I was not ready.
What age? First contact. Like
15.
Not
15. You think
hold on.
Hands?
Let's imagine a more proper, like the accent in South Africa compared to
Okay, fair.
How things worked out a little bit faster and faster here.
All right, fair.
Whatever
and it was
age,
10 years before.
Whatever age is kind of irrelevant, but like
13 years before.
The age of that experience and touching another human for the first time that isn't like, your mom or your sister or your dad, to conscientiously connect energy and be like, we're holding hands. That's a big deal.
But also girls, I think, are a lot more advanced in terms of the maturity. So I think I was 15. I was probably operating with a mind.
So you're saying that
of a 10 or a 12-year-old.
She had held a lot of hands before yours.
I think that showed
That's
that
what
she
it
was
was.
way
You
ahead of
thought
me.
she had a dirty hand.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even that.
You were like,
But
I'm not holding this slut's fucking hand.
I didn't even. It came out of. I mean, you
Such
would
a
think.
slut
Right?
shame.
So let's put it this way: if you go to a movie, if I had to replicate it, right? Let's say I'm now at my age, and if I'm going to go to a movie with another person, a date, right? I would anticipate that there's going to be holding of hands. You know what I'm saying? You would think that. I'm
anticipating a fucking blowjob if we're going to the fucking movies. At 43?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're going to the movies.
Okay,
I'm not
so
going to hold some
I'm
bitch's
just
hand.
saying you anticipate all the moves that may happen in the movie house, right? I went to the movie house thinking I was going to watch a movie. I sit down. No sooner do I sit down, I'm being asked a question. I wasn't ready to process
So
an
it was
answer.
just poor timing on her part.
I think it was really bad timing. The rest of the movie, though, you asked me, what is a movie? I was thinking to myself,
You were thinking about the hand, not the
the
movie.
hand. I was thinking, damn, what do I do now? Because I really don't feel I'm comfortable to say, I'm now ready to hold your hand. It was just like an odd thing to say, right? Needless to say, the entire movie went on. That was all I was processing. Never held hands the entire movie. Never.
That's interesting. I had a similar scenario of regret. I was a kid. One of my first memories, my mom took my sister and me to a rodeo. And I'm from Kansas. I had the get up, I had boots and jeans, and I had a shitty straw cowboy hat. And I was sitting to the left of my mom. We were watching the Cowboys, and I felt my hat lift off my head. And I turn around, and there's this old guy there, and he puts his fucking high-dollar hat on my head, and he goes, "Do you want to trade?" And I turned him down, and I wanted my straw hat back. And I shit you not, probably once a week I think about that experience, and I regret not saying, "Yeah, I'll take your fucking hat, man."
I mean, that's nowhere near the same story as this fucking nerd just told us, but...
Well,
your story is like you had a certain value to the hat that you already had that also was cross-referenced in with your lack of respect for the fucking old guy who fucked with you. So you add that together, you didn't get the better hat. Now, in retrospect, you're making the right decision. This fucking nerd over here was 15. Like, you had to have been jerking off for 4 years before that.
I can't even tell you. I don't know.
I know you can't. But let's just assume you start jerking off at 12, 13. So even, let's say 14, just to compensate for your nerdiness. you've been jerking off for an entire year and you're not going to hold a bitch's hand who asks you to hold her hand, there's not even a risk of communicable disease from that. Like, there's no risk of you being viewed negatively in your family from holding hands.
I have been
I feel
berating
like
myself
kids in
for
the
about
50s
45
were
years
holding
on this one.
hands in fucking first dates.
Yeah, no. Listen, if another woman, stranger in a movie house has to ask me right now to hold a hand, I'm holding a hand. Yeah, I don't even care.
Jesus. Wow. All right.
Okay. Would you like to hold my hand? Yeah. Yes.
Yikes.
He just reached for Ed's hand. Ed's like, nah, I'm good. I won't hold your hand, bro. Walk me through this.
Yeah, but it's so here's the thing about that is I think at a very young age, I've always, if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I would show it the way I in a very sincere way, and I was not ready for it. But I wish over time I had changed and evolved to be more accommodating of other people's feelings and thoughts. So when I go into a room, for example, my wife reminds me this on a regular basis. When I
go ask to hold everybody's hand.
When I go into a room, for example, most people when they read me for the first time see me as being very aloof.
No, they don't. That's like, I'm trying to put my finger on this in a way that I can constantly argue against the stupid shit that you say. And I can't really get there, but it has something to do with the fact that, like, I don't know if you purposefully have this weird idea of yourself or if you're writing it to try and have content to discuss, but that's not you, like, at all. Like, you're the most fucking
nice guy.
Not Tim Robbins. Who am I thinking of? Big hands. Tony Robbins. You're the most Tony Robbins fucking positivity. Let me help you make some money fucking nerd that I know.
If I walk into
you're not aloof. You're not, though. So I'm trying to figure out if you're making that up to try and have content or if you really view yourself as that way. Either way, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But,
so if you said to me, we've known each other, and the reality is that you and I are a test case. It took us, we've had common friends for probably.
We're not a test case. I knew exactly who the fuck you were the first time I saw you.
I know, but I'm saying that there was no connection for probably the better part of 2 years. And that is.
I thought you were like everybody else because you have this.
So give me your honest opinion of your initial impression of me.
It's correct. The only difference is that you have more to offer than the super positivity fucking nerd.
You freaking freaked me out the first interaction.
Like, you went up to him, like you were the aggressor with him. Like, you're not aloof. The only reason anybody listening to this would not be like, PR's aloof.
The only reason we're hanging out is because you're a tenacious son of a bitch, man.
Like. You are the opposite of what you're saying.
Right.
In the most positive way.
That's nice because that is not the way a lot of people that know me. So I can tell you that the first time my wife and I met.
Nobody will tell you what I'm telling you, which is you're this fucking
That's interesting because, in reality, our evolution of our relationship took some years. And now it's a great relationship. But that was, it took time. And, so I think I'm more of like a good glass of red wine. I'm an acquired taste. And it's interesting that you feel that is not the case. My wife, when she first met me, she moved from one high school to another high school. And when she came to our class,
she asked to hold your hand and you said
no. I was the one when she went home and her sister said to her, so what do you think of your new classmates? She said, oh, they were all fantastic. Everything was fantastic, whatever. But there's this one guy, Pragasen.
That's why you got her.
There you go. And she was like off at the races about what an ass I am.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
That's what they all say.
And
she's just covering up her true feelings.
What do you think?
Yeah.
No, just think about it. You were the only one she mentioned. Dude, let me tell you. That's all you ever need. Just be different. As long as love, hate, it's better than being indifferent. Indifference is the only negative that could exist.
But I think what we're agreeing here, though, is that body language, we're going to give off the real body language. We're not going to try and fabricate it. And
well, I disagree with that. So I don't think are aloof at all. You're fucking super positivity, man, where I think everybody would feel comfortable. Trevor, you, as you've stated, I think you do have a purposeful scowl like a negativity out there. I manufacture mine based on the situation that I'm in. I try to make it where I think this is what I need to be doing right now.
You say that, but you've also said to me that on occasion, that person said the following, and I just moved away.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to pretend either,
Well,
right? If a situation is making you feel uncomfortable,
if that person, if I
you
needed,
move away.
if that was somebody that I need to be around anyway, but if it's somebody who's just normal, who's hanging around and says some fucking bullshit like her husband's number 2 at fucking CSK, then I'm out. Yeah.
Okay. So you're
I know
saying you'll read the
you're talking
situation.
about. Yes.
Do I need anything from the situation?
No. And my time, my very limited amount of time that I'm spending at the Hop, can be much more well served than talking to somebody who had made the life choice of marrying that fucking person.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But when you
I have
go
no
to
need
like
be
trivia,
around.
right? You don't know everyone that's coming to trivia.
But I'm trivia Nick at trivia. I need to be fucking happy with everybody because these are people who are coming to my show to be entertained. I'm not going to walk around and be fucking normal Nick jerk off. When I'm there, it's fucking party time. Everybody's family. Let's rage.
Okay, gotcha.
Everybody's in it. These are people who came to my trivia show, so they get obviously they have better taste than most if they're coming to my show. Obviously they know good entertainment when they see it. They're coming to my show. So these are people that I can get along with.
Yeah.
If we're at the Hop and they say shit like what you're talking about, I'm not wasting my fucking time.
Yeah. That's interesting. Trevor, without you now having, not had a drink for 6 months, 7 months, do you feel that you are more kind of empathetic when people tick you off?
Empathetic?
Yeah, you're not gonna tell them exactly how you feel about a situation. You're a lot more accommodating.
It sounds like you have an agenda, and you're asking, like you've noticed that.
No, I haven't noticed.
I think
that.
you just answered your question.
I haven't
by
noticed
his
that at all.
response.
My sense is that whether
Is that
you
the case?
No, you responding in that manner just answered your fucking question,
Yeah.
PR. You don't have to ask him anything.
I know,
further.
because
he
normally-
just asked you a paranoid
Yeah,
question based on that. I think it shows
so
you.
normally when we would hang out,
I don't get it.
people tick
He
you off.
asked you if you're feeling more empathetic towards other people.
Yeah.
He goes, "Are you feeling more empathetic
Yeah.
because you're more sober now? Are you more connected to the human condition? Like, what? How are you feeling about other people?" And your response to that is, "I think you're fucking setting me up. I'm paranoid about why you're asking me this question." I think it answers
No,
the question.
I was
itself.
trying to answer it. I'm not paranoid about it, but I was trying to answer it like, is that something you've noticed about me?
No, I haven't noticed that. So because we haven't hung out, we haven't
so
been doing a lot of hanging out socially.
It took me a while to reacclimate. Like going from life of the party and booze to like chemically being a completely different person, and then having to quickly understand how to re-inject myself into social scenarios and act with people.
Do you have a definition for that yet?
No, it's part of the losing weight is also it's a physical representation of also losing psychological weight and tearing myself down physically and psychologically, so that I can then rebuild myself on my terms. So it's a layered
No, I figure
process.
that, and I think that's
So-
part of your journey.
Jumping out into social networking events, I am still putting the puzzle pieces together on like, how do I want to recreate, like, how am I going to be true to myself, and then how do I want to, like in a previous recording, what mask am I going to manipulate in this deal? Am I going to be a nice business guy?
Were
and
you
be
wearing?
like,
Were you? You might have asked him a couple questions. Were you wearing? Do you feel like when you were partying during that time before you quit drinking, you felt like you were wearing a mask when you were out partying?
Yes and no. I think that's the cool, interesting thing about alcohol is in measurable doses, it is like sitting in the sauna and you have this sensory perception and your ego drops. And I think certain amounts of alcohol can reveal who a person truly is. Simultaneously, it's a pretty wicked double-edged sword where it boosts, like loudmouth soup, liquid balls. Like, it gives you this other I don't give a shit attitude. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. But then you're dealing with, especially in a group setting, you're dealing with 3, 12, 24 people in all different states of how inebriated they are. And that's what I miss about it is I fucking love chaos.
That was my next question. My next question to you
chaos.
is that you've now made the choice to get away from that. My question to you is, do you think that the way that you're discussing that scenario, do you think you're giving something up by getting rid of that?
No. And again, back to a previous episode, I am intentionally giving this part up from my life so that I can creatively and chaotically focus on other goals. So I am actually generating more of a chaotic rush that I know that I respond well to, but in at least what I perceive as positive conduits. And instead of just one of my favorite things in the entire world was to have some beverages at the house, do some other substances, mind-altering substances, take a Uber to a destination that I knew, but it was like far enough away from the house, and then try to figure out by adding more substance to it if I could make it back home safe. And I thought that was I would meet people. I mean, this isn't like I would drop myself off in Pine Hills or something.
Yeah.
But it was an injection of like I would meet new and interesting people that also might have been out by themselves too. Dude, and it's a really cool thing. But
I still do adventures.
Now
I love adventures.
Now I can say, all right, well, that's the variable on the other end. The other people, the state of mind that I may or may not have been in, those are pretty big variables, and they actually don't, for me at this point, don't do much to create like some sort of legacy.
Nice.
So if I retract that, I can still chase the dragon, but in again, a positive outlet, and still get probably a bigger rush out of it.
I mean, that's awesome. That's rad. I mean, that's what you're looking for. I'm just interested in
the social thing is interesting because I had a mask on going to these events. I mean, it just kind of goes with the territory, right? You go up, you say hi to everybody. You're a salesman. You're selling yourself, or you're selling. Most people are selling a business, but hey, how you doing? What's going on? What do you? And I wasn't able to tune into my sober, natural mechanisms on does my body and my mind tell me if I actually am attracted to talking with this person, and or are they just fucking wasting my time?
I mean, the problem with that argument is that you're going to find, as you're more sober, you're not socially lubricated, you're not giving these people the benefit of the doubt, you're going to find that they're all a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Well,
but they're still people that matter for your business.
Now I can more acutely
survive,
pinpoint and target,
exist in their fucking terrible nature.
Well, I can be
that's
like,
what you're doing.
I can really quickly understand if a person is not going to interest me, and
But the people who interest you the least are most likely the people who can lead to future success. My fucking positive friend over here will fucking explain that to you.
I don't know. There's been some dark horses that, as a group, and privately, we've discussed about like a specific individual, and the group consensus is like, this person's fucking weird. Who is this person? And then I'm thinking about a very specific person in this instance, and I, out of curiosity, had a conversation. It was probably one of the more stimulating conversations I've ever had, and that acquaintance relationship, like we go in when we talk very direct, and I think it was just I don't know how to explain it yet, but I want more opportunities to connect with people that are fucking serious about taking some real risks.
The thing is that with
Russian roulette type risks.
No. There's a severity and a sincerity to certain things in this life, and so I don't necessarily agree with them like business, but I have been born into this system, and if generally speaking, if you can be a great business person and like do no harm, take no shit, and make a fucking buck, and do it shrewdly, and I don't know if ruthless isn't necessarily the right term, but if you can do that, and I mean that.
The problem is all those fucking nerds that you're talking about, all the people who seem so eccentric, like they're themselves, the super rich fucking businessmen who came up with great ideas and great plans, they played the fucking game until they got to a certain level. Once they reach a certain financial level, then you're fair. Then it's free to be an eccentric fucking weirdo. Then it's free to fucking,
Yeah, I think.
But until then, there was a long period of time.
I think eccentricity is just a byproduct of what we're identifying here.
Eccentricity
I don't think that's like the main.
Eccentricity is dropping the mask. Eccentricity is being who you, and they can't be that during the time that they're trying to make their fortune, because they wouldn't make their fortune. Nobody's going to fucking take you seriously.
But I'm just talking about these serious connections when really quickly alcohol can sift out the turds. And I'm learning how to replay the game where because of alcohol, I can be like, all right, this guy's smashed.
I mean, I appreciate that.
I'm not going to have any kind of intellectual stimulation, and I can kind of bounce around and say hi, and then figure out somebody that we can not mentally combat, but spur ideas and see what's going on.
And that's why I'm saying I have the opposite viewpoint. I think what alcohol does for me is allow me to put up with talking to these fucking people, like how fucking just.
I've been walking away lately.
Dude, the mediocrity.
If I don't want to talk to somebody, I'm just like,
fucking,
yeah, I gotta go.
Everybody is mediocre. Like, it's fucking brutal out there, and like what that does is it just takes that edge off. Where I can be like, all right, well, I'm gonna listen to 30 minutes of the same crap about their stupid kids and their fucking spouse, but then every once in a while you get a little nugget that maybe you can learn off of. Maybe they can help you. Like that's what helps with me. A dead sober conversation with the vast majority of people sounds like a fucking excruciating nightmare. And in fact, it's kind of my business and trade. Every Monday I do jury selection where I have to listen to sober people talk about themselves, and 90% of them are the same fucking 5 people. And then every once in a while you get somebody who, one way or the other, is this diamond. They're like just different. You can see that they're fucking different.
I think that it's also the mind frame you put yourself in. So if I think about,
of course you do,
all my social circle, my entire social circle,
Christ, you're exhausting,
are people that I have developed a relationship with because of food and alcohol. Mm-hmm. That is my entire social circle. I can't think of one friend that I know that abstains completely like Trevor.
But that's not the mindset you put yourself in.
No, I'm just saying that is how. So if I went into any interaction, my friends that I've met have been because I've been at Fiddler's, or I've been at Vinia, or I've been at a bar, or I've met somebody not in a bar and they have chosen to then interact with me socially at a bar, and we've developed a relationship because of that. Now I think about that is my social environment, and I've developed a lot of friends from that. Then I think about, I do have, strangely enough, friends that are clients of mine. Now, when you were talking about your Mondays, for example, mentally, when I think about my clients, I'm not thinking about a client that I'm going to eat or drink with, right? And we have an amazing relationship that is not, I'm trying to work out your kind of thing, that you're going to have these relationships with people, and it's not going to be based on alcohol or food. And I'm thinking, hang on, I actually have those relationships with a number of my clients. They are not based on food or alcohol.
I would like point of fact. I don't think he was saying he's looking for friendships not based. What I think he's saying is whether it was alcohol, substances, whatever he's into, Trevor, he's looking for connection on a real level, and that his abstention from alcohol is giving him the ability to actually understand people better and see who he wants to share time with. Would you agree?
This is correct.
So I mean, that's like, I don't think he was sitting there going, man, I'm going to drink alcohol so I can have friends. And I also don't think he's sitting there going, I'm not going to drink alcohol so I can have friends.
I would like to argue that to a certain extent, without knowing a very specific, like any kind of specifics about your relationships with people that you're saying are friends, I would like to submit that those are still pretty surface connections, and you guys are really only talking like years ago. You and I learned when you got me to start doing sober January and sober June, and then but still going out, how often people repeat themselves when they're hammered.
The repeaters.
And if you're into the whole repeating deal, like over a long period of time, that's wasted fucking energy.
So let me just not friends though. I'm saying that there are relationships that I can have that are sincere relationships that are not linked to alcohol. So my
you
thesis,
talk about shit like we talk about on these microphones.
Yeah.
Together?
So they come in and they ask me to do a whole lot of things and go and meet their groups and things like that. You know, I'm not going to mention the types of groups they have, but it is because we've been able to connect, and the connection has not been because of food or alcohol, which is, so I've always thought I
disagree.
I do too. And that's not what I'm doing either. When I'm hanging out, the alcohol is the conduit that allows me to see what somebody is, but it's not the reason. I'm not anybody who I'd call my friend. It's not because we fucking drink. Trevor's now been sober for almost fucking 8 months, and I still consider him one of my
he is testing the
closest
limits,
friends,
the
I'll say, not
limits.
best.
He is
for
testing,
you, apparently. I mean, not for me. I like having somebody that I can pick their brain off of what the fuck they're going through and shit. It's a pathway that I will hopefully never have to walk of full sobriety. But it's something that January and June is important to me. It's something that I think life is more than alcohol.
And I don't even think so. Like full, like it. I believe it takes minimum 9 months, if not year and a half, to get your chemicals back to normal in your body after completely being
cannot
sober.
Disagree with that statement. Are we doing nuggets?
Yeah, let's do some nuggets. What do you got, man? What'd you do?
So I may have talked about it before, but I went to and I think I did. I think me and you have discussed it. Zen dumplings. All right, so I went to Zen Dumplings again. Can't recommend it high enough. That's pretty much all I'll say. It's in Waterford, Orlando area. You got to go. They don't take reservations. Go put your name in and walk around Waterford. Totally worth it. Soup dumplings are amazing. It's tough to get good soup dumplings around. I went to a place called Keg Social. Yeah, dude. If you go, you're going to feel like you're the oldest man there. Like, it is very young. Drinks were not great. I had good company, which was cool. But, just letting you guys, putting it out there. If somebody in your life recommends Keg Social.
What did you do there? What activities did you do?
So, nothing. We got one of the booths up at the top and just hung out and drank for a while. A really close friend of mine's wife is taking care of her father, so he said it, and we went to Zen Dumplings for dinner. He said, let's go there. A friend of ours from high school was in town from Wyoming, so we all hung out there for a little while. It was very young. It is the definition of a college bar where most of them are clearly using fake IDs because they're not even 21. So I'm just putting it out there. If you're along with some groups of friends, it's just a bar. But for our age bracket and what we're doing, not a great idea. So, I mean, they can't all be positive recommendations, right? Went to Knife and Spoon the night before we had our Ritz extravaganza. It is the one restaurant I will tell you. I know Trevor is totally on board with this idea, but I believe in the Michelin, like who they've been giving awards and recognition to. I do. Like the restaurants I go to, I was just in Denver for 4 days, been in Chicago. The Asian scene in Orlando is fucking top tier. Like it really just is. Obviously not a New York, but I can tell you that I like the omakase at a couple of places more than I like the omakase in fucking Japan. So I can tell you, I believe in what the Michelin people are doing. Knife and Spoon is a good restaurant. Don't think it deserves the Michelin recognition that they've received. That's my opinion. It is what it is. Bourbon selection is very limited. The food is good. It's not great. If you're at the Ritz, it's better than Highball and Harvest downstairs. But I would prefer the Italian restaurant way over in the JW Marriott. I think that Italian restaurant's better than Knife and Spoon. So, I do believe in what the Michelin people, the decision makers, are giving away awards in Orlando. That is one that I think maybe
I'm just
they
anti-establishment.
didn't get right. I know you are. I know. Let's see. After our massage, I went to the Vitaly Cafe, which is where I recommend if you're getting lunch at the Ritz, that's where you go. It's not the Highball Harvest. It's not any of the other places. It's a small cafe down by the spa. I had excellent shawarma. Linda had like this salmon dish. It was fantastic. Highly recommend. You have to look to find it. Very small place, but I think it's the best lunch you can get at Ritz. So if anybody goes to Ritz, that's your lunch. Those are my nuggets. What you got, PR?
Hey, so my son was over for the weekend, and I decided to test my thesis that Sushi Saint has the best sushi in Orlando.
Best hand rolls. You think Sushi Saint best sushi?
So I wanted to test the idea with him. Now, my son's in New York, so he has access to, and he's a foodie. He's off the view that his sushi experience at Sushi Saint was probably his best sushi experience.
See.
And I'd agree with that. The hand rolls off. Absolutely, by far.
Hand rolls are the reason
best.
to go to Sushi Saint. It's so fucking good. And the cucumber.
And so we had the tasting platter, the sashimi tasting platter that's got like 5 different sashimi options. We both had that. He loved it, and I did as well. The service was bad, so I must tell you that.
Who'd you have?
I was disappointed. There was a guy. There was a guy, and then there was a lady that was serving us. She was leaning over us. The service was bad. I did complain, and I did give them a bad rating on the service.
Wow.
So I do. I'm always happy to compliment, but when you give me bad service, I'm also going to let you know that was bad.
Where'd you give the review?
So I gave the review a 3 out of 5.
Where, like on Google or something?
On Google.
Oh,
yeah.
You're one of those guys.
And then
Jesus Christ.
And then I
use Google when I want to fucking hit somebody hard.
Yeah.
And even when I want to hit them hard, I only hit them with 3. I've never gone below that. But that's when I actually just hit my hotel in Denver because they fucking allowed some kid's birthday party during the day all day yesterday that took up every single fucking parking spot. And I go, where fuck am I supposed to park? There's a hotel. There's nowhere. They go, a mile down the street, there's...
No valet?
I go, no valet. I go, you're doing this for a fucking kid's birthday party? I hit him with 3-star. And I did right still. Hotel's gorgeous. Yeah. Rooms are gorgeous. Service staff is terrible. And this parking thing needs to be sorted out. I was trying to send
So I was honest.
Point.
This was a great... I still love the food. The food was excellent. But the service was really bad. It was the worst. I mean, it was just awful. Leaning over, trying to serve 3 people on a table is not on. But also,
hot?
I don't even know if I noticed
was she
that.
hot?
No.
Was she doing the hot lean over? I guess
That's why she didn't. He
Hot or
didn't like
not,
the
So
lean
if she
over.
was hot,
because he wasn't attracted
it would be
to
okay.
her.
You walk around the table and you serve each person. You don't lean
Unless
over.
she's hot.
But if she was hot, would it have been okay?
I don't think so. But but
I
here's the
think
thing
we
is
all
that,
know that's bullshit.
But the food experience fantastic, and he agreed. And I'm going to rate Sushi Saint as my number 1 sushi experience. overall.
So
Sashimi plus
you're a
hand roll.
fucking world traveler. You've talked about all the places you've gone. You're saying this is your number one sushi place on the fucking world, and you just gave them fucking 3 stars
Central
on
Florida
Google.
specific.
Yeah, I was there a month ago. I gave them 5. This time around, I gave them a 3 because the service was so bad.
Did you change your 5-star review,
No,
or did you
I
add
gave them a
second
new
one?
rating. No, I gave them another rating.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do
I
that.
gave them a
either.
new rating.
This guy's
So-
hacking it with multiple
I know,
accounts.
No, not multiple.
He's like,
But then what I did,
DJ Puffy Rye 1 and DJ
that was
Puffy Rye
that was
2.
on Saturday a week ago, right? The other
DJ
night,
Puff Pastry.
DJ Slash and Burn.
so the other night
That's
I
his
went
bad one.
to I went to Sparrow, which I've mentioned. I must say that Ed and I sat at the bar. The experience was a 5 out of 5, 100%.
Sparrow's doing it right.
But my dining experience was, I ordered a number of things from the menu, just like a whole lot of different things, right? Then they're all small plates. I have to say that I would say that it was middle of the road at the end of it in terms of just my food experience. It was not. It was
Really?
not. I'm not looking.
What did you get for food?
I got a whole. There was a pasta dish that we had. I wasn't impressed with the bread. They've got that bread, the bread thing with the blue cheese.
I got to tell you.
I was not impressed.
I've noticed this, and this is a thing for like people over the age of 50. It's like a prerequisite for a restaurant. You have to have good, like, if the bread is not everything you've ever expected, it's going to negatively taint your whole
True.
fucking.
I
And
have
I
to
don't
say.
fucking eat the bread. Like,
Yeah.
Linda Ori's bread, I have like maybe a little bit of bread because I'm like, wow, I'm getting a little drunk. Maybe I should have some bread in my stomach. That is all I need from the bread.
Yeah.
Like, I want that fish dish at Sparrow is fucking delicious.
So they have the Iberico jamon, which is a 6 out of 5, if you can get that, or a 11 out of 10. Fantastic, absolutely outrageous, right? They've got the mortadella, which is fabulous. The cheese platter is fantastic, right? The bread let me down big time. I didn't want the bread. My wife wanted the bread. I didn't want it. I said no. You know, I'm kind of trying to watch the carbs and everything. I'm like, I'm not having the bread. And she said, no, bread. Here we go. And let me tell you, it was awful.
Was it a bread dish or is it like a refill on what?
No.
bread
It
comes
was
in
we
the
paid.
plates?
What is it called? It's the
They have the
thick
crispy.
bread.
They got the
Yeah.
thin. They got
There's a bread with the blue cheese on it. It was just oily. It was awful, and it
Yeah, they're
ruined.
playing to their
ruined my-
crowd, and their crowd is not people who appreciate a fucking big, huge
Yeah.
focaccia.
So I would say, focaccia was what it's called. It was a big, huge focaccia. That's exactly what I would describe it as. And so I would say that anyone looking at Sparrow, if you're going there again, go there.
skip the bread.
Extra bread.
Just don't do the bread.
Extra
Just don't do the
bread.
Give
bread.
me that bread.
So-
Give me all
So
that
the
glute,
other night,
bro.
one of the things I mentioned about movies, right? So I went to the movies the other day. I went to the Winter Park Village.
Yeah,
Yes.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, it really
the
is.
entire
It
evening.
really
I mean,
is.
if
It
you
really
haven't
is.
been to the Winter Park Village, then you're missing something.
I agree.
Firstly, right?
You got a couple of good restaurants right outside.
Absolutely.
Angry
so,
Bison's
so we
fucking
went
great.
to Bar Italia for dinner.
Also good.
The service, the guy, I can't remember his name. So if you're gonna
He
ask me
sucked
what's
your
his name,
dick. Sounds like he sucked your
Let
dick.
me tell you,
Did
the
he
guy-
hold? Wait, did he ask to hold your hand?
he
Would you have
did-
said yes if he would ask?
I would have said yes, but let me tell you.
fucking
Firstly,
slut.
you are around a movie theater, so the service has got to be quick and instantaneous. Drinks have got to come. The servers have got to know we are serving people that are on the move. And this guy was fantastic. So the restaurant on a Tuesday night was packed. I was like, oh my goodness me. Good thing I booked a table, right? So we booked a table. What do you say? Reserved a table? What do I say?
No. But when you use certain phrasing based on your South African accent, I always think about the Starburst berries and cream guy. And like you just said, you didn't say, oh goodness me, but you said like, oh me, oh my.
Yeah,
And
he
it's-
said yes. It was. It wasn't. It was like, oh my. It was not. Oh my God, which is what normal people would say. It
I'd
was
say like fucking A or something.
Yeah.
But you go like, oh goodness. But
Yeah,
But
oh
then I
goodness.
imagine the reason I'm
I
laughing is
feel
because
like it was. Oh goodness me.
But then I imagine at the end of it, the Starburst guy, he goes, huh?
No, let me tell you the number of things that this guy did right at a Bar Italia. Let me tell you, Bar Italia is a middle of the road.
Yeah.
It is a
seems
middle
like
of the
a
road.
Carrabba's.
It is, yes. It's a Carrabba's, right?
Yeah.
But what I would say is that the food, I had the salmon, which was really good. It was a grilled salmon, really good. But what really took it to the next level was the service. The guy firstly gave me the drinks. He then said to me, do you want an extra Sauvignon Blanc during the happy hour? And I said, yeah, okay, I'll do another one. He then gave me my check before we were done eating because he knew. He asked me right up front. I said we're going to the movies. I said we're going for 7 o'clock show, and my check came in at 6:45. I said, I know you're going to. Can I get you another glass of wine? And can I give you your check?
That's just an individual good server. If I was at Bar Italia, if I was at Bar Italia and I was the server, I'd be fucking all over this shit because if I noticed people who were ordering and they're fast, I'd be like, I'm dropping it quick because they'll get the fuck out of here and new table come in.
Yeah, but also, I tip people.
But there are also people who want to be like, you go, hey, you guys ready for a drink or maybe some appetite? We haven't even looked yet. You're like, all right, they need a minute.
So here's my thing that I was disappointed with, right? Which is the only thing with Bar Italia. They include the gratuity in the check. I'm pretty sure, and I was disappointed with that because when I have great service,
we could have a whole fucking episode.
I tip people really well. I think I'm a very good tipper.
But you are the exception. If you're at the fucking Winter Park Village at Bar Italia, you need to grat people because all these old fucking loser nobodies are not gonna fucking tip you.
Yeah, no, but I feel so bad that the guy, the gratuity is included. I mean, you've been there, so you know that. They include it at 18%, some horrible number, 18% for great service.
I mean, I always do additional tip.
What I'm saying is
and I circle the word additional so they know that I'm giving them like that I understand they were tipped. Because if you don't do that, they're going to go, you were already tipped. I go, yeah, I'm giving you more. Or worse, because I'm not going to give them 20% on top of the 18 already. I give them another 10%.
Yeah, I
don't want them to think I'm only giving them 10%.
As a rule, I know we're going to have another chat about it, and I don't want to harp on about it. But as a rule, that if your company is bold enough to say 18%, and it irritates me. It's a negative, and I just say, okay, then that's all I'm giving you, and I feel bad, and I may have to drive back again, find the guy, and give him another, $20. But I as a rule of thumb, if you put in your gratuity ahead of me suggesting a number, I'm not increasing.
I disagree with that.
I'm giving you that.
It's situational. If you're at the Winter Park Village at Bar Italia and they fucking grat me, I'm like, they have to grat me because otherwise they're never going to make any fucking money.
I'm in the same boat as PR. If they take the liberty to add the tip in.
Dude, he didn't push a button. He didn't go, this guy, I'm going to fucking grat him. The fucking system does it at Bar Italia. So you're protesting Bar Italia over this fucking guy who just gave you what he's explaining as great service?
Correct. I'm protesting the establishment.
Then what you need to do is tip them and write on there, tell your bosses to go fuck themselves. That's a better protest. By not tipping them, they are taking it out on you, not on their system.
Next episode.
Yeah.
I've got some stories about this stuff.
All right.
Thank you for listening. As always, the DJ, the Young and the Restless is here, and the Prince of Misery. Special thanks to Ed, the Wizard and Super Producer, and the Intuitive Muse for setting this stuff up. Please hit like and subscribe. Leave comments, questions, and requests.
Mark your calendar, October 25th.
We're at the Flute.
College Park Jazz Fest. Oh, no, August. This will air after that, so we don't need to talk about that. But on October 25th,
oh man,
College Park Jazz Fest. Make sure got your ass parked at the Sunoco stage at 7:00 because Strange Trip takes the stage, and they will be fucking playing and partying. So I mean,
7:30 to 9, right?
Yes, I mean I was saying 7, so everybody would be
Let's
there.
go.
On time for you to.
We have a killer. We're working on a killer set.
It's gonna be fucking rad. But I mean, I recommend everybody get there early. Be there for the whole show. We have a band before.
What time does the show start? 5:00?
The whole show starts at 5. We have 2 bands taking the stage before Trev, and we have Control This closing it out after they're done. So, I mean, a fucking great show.
And you can book tables as well.
You can book tables.
Which is the way to go.
If anybody's listening to this and you want to book a table, you just reach out to the Motherfunkler Instagram. Ed will make sure it gets to me. I will have multiple tables. Come fucking party with us. Let's rage. It'll be great.
Live fast, die last.
You know it, man. And I mean, just fucking, I'm pitching October 25th. Mark your calendar. Isn't like 3 weeks after that taste?
Yeah.
Yep. It's the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then the holidays.
Start marking your calendars and check us out. We're going to be doing some cool shit, man. Other than that, I'll see you in the promised land.
Love you.
Bitch.